Welcome back to episode 260 of the Craftverse series. We're almost finished. I have some edging to do around the meetup points of the Spyglass, and then we're going to go ahead and figure out what to do at the front, because I honestly have no idea what I want to do at the front. But essentially, see this patterning that we're doing right here? That's what we're going to be extending with the orange, because we're not going to need to do that with the other light gray. It's not something that needs to happen. I've also taken the liberty of fixing my little snafu from earlier, so this should be fine. We're going to fix this all the way around as best as I can. That way when I get to the top, that's all I really have to focus on. Just leave that like there. The way it latches on proper. And then we do this. Well, I don't really have a safe way to get up there. Well, it's a good thing I'm using these throwaway blocks. That way I don't accidentally break the wrong ones. This extends out this way, and then I do the same thing with that side. The rest I do from the top. Which I then need to get to the outside in order to do. Let's keep that latched onto something. Good. Okay, now I have to go outside again. Just in time for nightfall, apparently. It's not until over there. Okay. No, actually, it's right here. Hello, Enderman. Alright, so this now needs to come down like that. that has nothing to latch onto. Just this. Something's about to give me a hug. If I don't French fry it with the sun first, I'll just do it from the interior after I get this squared away. Aha, parkour. That was the same exact block. This black concrete serves as a nice base gradient here. I guess gradient's the wrong word. Texture, I suppose, is what I was looking for. Alright, now the entire exterior has been altered. Let's get a good look at this thing. Oh yeah, that's nice. The only thing remaining for that side is to get carpets. And then there's the front. Miss anything on this side? Not really. Let's go in. Get my next stack. Just a matter of cleaning up. Figuring out how I want these upper parts done. So I gotta go from up here. Not that tall. Now it latches. Not tall enough. There we go. There we go. The last remaining piece besides cleanup is carpets. And the interior and overall exterior will be completely done. Just wanted an easier time to grab that. Now, if I had to also do the outline this week, that would be, would be a doozy. There'd be a lot of off-camera building. So I figured I might as well just do the off-camera building and call that done. So in order to properly spawn-proof, or at least prevent access to the outside from mobs, I have to at least have this go upwards a bit and put in a door. But I kind of want to have a door down here as well. So I'd have the door going up one side, or have an entryway for storage down here. That way I can actually fill this in and have a storage unit. So if I'm filling it in, I might as well just fill that in. Just do that. And then fill this the rest of the way in the way it should be. Because I want to leave these lights down here as, you know, obvious safety concern. Let's go grab some more of that orange. Now I can put this black back. It's good to have extra concrete. I have one that was coal. No, that was on a different account. Right. I will still be needing some of this. Wait. Wow, my placing skills today are not on par. But this will give me as much storage as I will need. And it will be level so I don't have to worry about anything getting messed up. But if I ever decide to remove them, I know where to go to remove from. So the rest of it needs to be, you know, cylindrical. This first one can just be level. It's been thrown onto the ground by some giant. There, now I have the option of turning this into a fully functioning chest monster down here. Maybe I do a similar design here on the other side. But at the same time, there really isn't any description of how this looks from the back. Even if I look right here, all I see is the front. I can't even fully turn myself to see the back of it because it's up to my face. Or it's fully in my hand. So I really don't have a good view of the model of this thing. It's about as good as I can do with it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take all of these. That way I can put my extra shulkers. So you're empty. You're not. You are. Anybody else empty? Very much no on most of these. But this is the interior of my Spyglass design. Let's get one good look at the exterior before I carpet it up, because I'm going to be covering the entire roof with carpets and the baseline of the interior. I want to see what the front looks like all lit up though, because at night it's going to really pop. Sure, in case something wants to sneak up on me that I'm good. You can kind of see the white glass glowing into it, as if it was like a flashlight, where there would be a lighter gradient around the glass, specifically hit with the beam. And then it'd be a little bit of a darker shade of the glass, and then whatever border holding that glass in place. So that actually looks kind of nice. And then even with it being darker, you still kind of see it. Let's get what a good view this is from up here. Oh, don't fall off now. Okay, so that is not bad at all. It looks like it has depth with the extra black concrete. I do think it should have the extra pane in the back. I'm not quite sure how I want to go about doing that. I'll tinker with some options. Let me know in the comments if there's any suggestions you might have for a palette in the back, or if you think I should just do the same thing I did with the face in the front. I will take your suggestions and go with that. For right now, it's just sealed off in the exterior, but I can easily fly in and utilize it. Ow. I do need to sleep. And for right now, I'm going to just chuck these in my little deposit area. Put the empty ones right there. I will sort those another time. Right now, I want to get all of my maps and go for a bit of an update flight. Okay, everything is updated. Let's fly back and put these on the shelf. Ow. So this one goes right there. And then we have that one. And we have the back. And then we have the very front. Now that does kind of resemble a spyglass, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and cover the entire midsection so you don't see that orange line anymore. And I'm going to do the same thing with everything except for that big, obviously half and half section. So you can see the gold with the yellow and the orange for the copper, and then everything else is going to be specifically separated off. But that looks kind of nice. The original design I had was, let's see, what was the sizing I went with? 45 wide for the big one, and I shrunk it down to being 31 wide, so that would have been a lot more materials. That's probably why I decided to make 2 full shulker boxes of everything. But those shulker boxes were not required, ultimately. Is there any skelly friends, any skelly horses out here from the thunderstorm that began before I get too far into building? I don't see any skelly horses. They don't tend to despawn. Nope. Okay, I cut it off before the thunderstorm spawned one, I think. Which is nice. Because I need to come back over here where I already have some skelly horses. And I need to grab a bunch of wool. And part of the reason that I found out that I was getting kicked all the time when I'd fly by here is because of all the redstone that's automatically ticking every time an observer notices the grass change. And about 80% of my sheep had no shears in their dispensers, so I had to go ahead and fix that. So now I need to grab a bunch of wool. Put that seems like way too much, actually. All right, now what I need is a little bit of light gray. Oh, why did I do that? Actually, why did I do that? That is not the one I should be taking from. That is. Okay. Then don't have any light blue. It's the magenta that I need. Nope, not doing the bottom one. This one. Seems like a good amount. Probably way too much, but it's better to have too much than not enough, I believe. And then I need... Dang it, I did it again. Stop going for the bottom one, Zeko. You're smarter than that. That's going to need to be quite a bit. Probably not that big of a bit. And we'll go second one, second one. Remember it is second one. Oh. Yeah, I can put one of those back. Yeah, okay. Pretty much good. And then... I'm gonna start this off with the orange side. Let's go ahead and safety this up. Yoink. So I do not want anything spawning on top of my head. If I can at all prevent it. Oi. Apparently going too fast is a no-go on Bedrock as well. Just as a different variation of too fast. Okay. Now there isn't really a copper tone I can use for carpets, so I'm just going orange. If you think I should go red, let me know in the comments, and I can swap them out. But I think it does have a bit of an orange tone to it. Don't know if that's gonna be enough. Might. Gotta remember to back up. Is one more level, probably 2 more levels beyond this. Yeah. After that, though, pretty much golden. Oh no, I ran out. Unacceptable. Well, I can at least get as many of these as I have. Get the yellow started, and then we'll go back and get more orange and yellow, because I know if I don't have enough orange, I definitely don't have enough yellow. Kind of sucks that I'm losing the luster of this, but it's worth it to spawn proof. I don't feel like putting a bunch of buttons all over it. And remember, I also have to spawn proof the interior. So I definitely don't have enough carpets for that. But I wanted to get as much of the exterior in as possible on camera. Before I figure out a suitable storage system. Something that can handle a great influx. Probably gonna take at least 3 or 4 hoppers. And that's all I got for those. Well. That's not quite enough for me to say we're good. Let's do it again. That ought to be good for you. And then we'll just grab a butt ton of orange. And then might be too much of you, actually. I don't think I really need that much orange. Yeah, that might do. We'll have to see. That's a nice view to fall asleep to. Yeah, initially I wanted to build a cannon, but I could never get the idea straight in my head of how I wanted it to look. So I went, you know what? A spyglass. Because what better tribute to the fact that duping opened up a lot of possibilities than something that literally expands your view of the world. Fitting, no? Plus, the cannon really didn't seem like a very good idea after I thought about it a bit more. So I'm like, it doesn't really shoot items, it just copies them. I guess the only way it would shoot items is if I take into account what it does with anvils. Because it does kind of shoot them out. They don't all go down the water stream. A good portion of them actually land outside of the chamber. Which I think is kind of BS, but yeah, what can you do? Hey, you're duplicating hundreds upon hundreds of anvils at once. I don't think you really can complain if some of them end up being a little bit dirty or landing on the ground. Stop it. Thank you. I certainly am not going to be the one to complain about that. Eh. Stop skipping. Like, why include a dash feature in vanilla if it's just going to cause too many lagging issues? The game cannot process it, and it shouldn't have it included. That is the last one, and the rest need to be inside. Everything else already has its orange. So now we can go with the black. And the magenta. Yeah, that's a problem. Problem solved. There's always a workaround, you just have to be stubborn enough to find it. I know we're going over this week, but you know what? We've come this far, you might as well see the finished product. I'm not going to bother having you do the interior with me, but you can at least see how it looks on the outside. Fully done up. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I'm going to cover over this entire thing so you don't see that middle line. You will see this one, but you won't see the one in the middle. as of the time of this recording, Silk Song has just come out, and I have not partaken in any of the Hollow Knight series, so I'm just kind of watching everybody lose their minds. It's like, I can understand, because if it was something I was extremely familiar with and passionate about, I would absolutely love that a new edition had finally come out. I don't know how I feel about them remastering Oblivion when I haven't played Oblivion, instead of coming out with Elder Scrolls 6. But everyone who's played it seems to be okay with it, barring a couple of glitch hunters. They're like, oh, well, you just removed the ability to do this glitch. That's just cringe. Like, yeah, Minecraft does that all the time. They'll remove the ability to do a glitch, and then we'll go, actually, you didn't stop us. We're just doing it a different way now. Thank you for inspiring us to remain creative. And they just go, what? It's not patched? We patched it. No, you just got in the way. You didn't really fix it. What? It's like they thought they patched the duping glitch, but, no. They just made people have to figure out a workaround. And I'm glad they did, because this would take a hell of a lot longer to have been made. Now, see, when I dupe, I don't do it to destroy a server or anything like some people do. I do it simply so I can have more materials to build cool things. Because it's cool to be able to build cool things in survival, whereas it's not as impressive if you're in creative mode and you can just build whatever the heck you want. It's convenient if you're designing something before you get the materials in survival, but other than that, it's just kind of not as fun to watch unless you're actively streaming it and participating in the build structure. Maybe if I do streams in the future again, I will do a couple of creative streams to see, kind of what people like and what they don't like in a build construction, and see what they would change. No, I ran out again. Well, at the very least, I don't need any more of the magenta, and I think I can go ahead and just get the rest of these in. Just gonna do that. And do the same thing I did before right up here. Grab some more orange and finish this off. Oh no, it's getting dark. Because of the rain, it's dark enough that I can sleep even if it's not fully midnight yet, but I don't want it to be another thunder shower. Okay, with this, we're good, and now I just need orange. And I can go ahead and just do that. cast as orange, and then the outside will be fully done. And then I'll just do the inside off camera, but I want you guys to see the outside being done. If nothing else, you can see just how absurd the amount of items required to do so is. Still need to name those skelly horses. I feel like that skipped one. No, it didn't actually. I'm surprised. I felt it skip, but it didn't actually do it. I guess it finally placed it after I stepped off. We're almost done, guys. Almost there. Believe it or not, I was not expecting to be able to finish this in 1 week's recording session. Considering how long it actually took off camera to design the thing. Okay, that side's done, except for the outer ring. Wait, I didn't even do those? Bull. Why didn't you tell me that I didn't get that done yet? Rude. I know I got more to do on that side. And flying back again. Alright, now the outside is done. Now it is just a matter of getting the inside fully done and spawn proofed, and then we will go from there. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy these weird builds that I decide to stick into this series. If you have any other suggestions for a really cool structural build, preferably not an organic, that you would like to see me build, leave it in the comments. And I will peruse and see what could make an interesting addition to this world. I will obviously credit you in the build somewhere via sign, so you will be forever mentioned on the Craftverse series anytime we go by it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Or in a few minutes if this is in the future. Anyway, peace out.